Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Adnan Iqbal. I welcome all of you. In this video, we are going to talk about an experiment which is to find out the anti-inflammatory activity of the drugs using the carrageenan induced edema model. So how we are going to find out the anti-inflammatory activity of the drug? First, we will induce the inflammation in the animal, and how we are inducing the inflammation in an animal. We are inducing the inflammation in an animal by the help of the carrageenan solution. Carrageenan is a solution which cause the inflammation in the animal. So first we will induce the inflammation in an animal by the carrageenan, and then after inducing the inflammation, then we will able to find out the anti-inflammatory activity of the drug. So what are the things which we need in this experiment? We need the albino rat weighing from 200 to 250 gram, and we also need the digital plethysmometer. The digital plethysmometer is used to measure the inflammation or the anti-inflammatory activity of the drug, which we will discuss later on. And we also need the carrageenan solution, 1%, and carrageenan is a weed which usually grows in the seawater. So the carrageenan powder is dissolved in the normal saline, and we get the carrageenan solution. And the concentration which we need in this experiment is 1%, and the volume which we need to perform this experiment is 0.1 ml. And for the anti-inflammatory activity, the drug which we are using is the aspirin, and in the dose of 300 milligram per kg. Right, this is the digital plethysmometer, and by the digital plethysmometer, we are going to find out the inflammation in an animal. So let's first talk about the parts of this digital plethysmometer. We have the electronic block, and on the electronic block, we will see the reading, and we have a water reservoir in which we will add the water, and this is the stand, and this is the clamp, and we also have two tubes which are interconnecting to each other. So we will add the water in this water reservoir, and the water will, by this connecting tube, will go into these two tubes, right? So these are the two tubes in which the water will be coming to these tubes by this connecting tube. राइट, अब इस एक्सपेरिमेंट में आपने करना ये है कि आपने एनिमल लेना है एल्बिनो रैट, और एल्बिनो रैट के जो हाइंड पॉ है उसका जो सब प्लेंटर टिश्यू है, आपने उस जगह पे कैरेजिनाइन सोल्यूशन 0.1 ml 1% आपने इंटरडर्मली आपने उनके हाइंड पॉ में दे देना है। और आपको मालूम है कि कैरेजिनाइन जो है वो इन्फ्लेमेशन कॉज करता है, और इन्फ्लेमेशन में एक साइन है कि स्वेलिंग होती है उस जगह पे। आपके और भी साइंस हैं जिसमें आपकी पेन है, स्वेलिंग है, रेडनेस है और लॉस ऑफ फंक्शन भी है, लेकिन इस प्लेथोमीटर से हम तमाम जो दूसरी चीज़ें हैं जैसे पेन, हीट है, ये हम चीज़ें इस डिजिटल प्लेथोमीटर से मेजर नहीं कर सकते, हम सिर्फ स्वेलिंग इसकी देख सकते हैं। तो कहने का मकसद ये है कि जब आप इन्फ्लेमेशन कॉज करवाएंगे तो स्वेलिंग उसका एक सिम्टम है, और जितनी ज़्यादा इन्फ्लेमेशन होगी उतनी ही ज़्यादा स्वेलिंग होगी एनिमल के उस जगह पे जहाँ पे आपने कैरेजिनाइन सोल्यूशन या कोई भी आपने इन्फ्लेमेटरी एजेंट इंजेक्ट किया है। तो कैरेजिनाइन सोल्यूशन को इंटरडर्मली सब प्लेंटर टिश्यू हाइंड पॉ पे इंजेक्ट करने के बाद जब वहाँ पे इन्फ्लेमेशन होगी तो वहाँ पे स्वेलिंग एनिमल के पॉ पे होना शुरू हो जाएगी, और इस स्वेलिंग को आप नेकेड आई से अगर आप सिर्फ जज करें तो आप एरर कर सकते हैं। तो आप इस स्वेलिंग को जो मेजर करते हैं वो आप इस डिजिटल प्लेथोमीटर के ज़रिए से मेजर करते हैं। तो आप करते ये हैं कि आप एनिमल के हाइंड पॉ पे इंजेक्ट करने के बाद कैरेजिनाइन सोल्यूशन को आप ये जो दो ट्यूब्स हैं इनमें से ये वाली जो ट्यूब है, इस वाली ट्यूब में आप एनिमल के हाइंड पॉ को आप टिप करते हैं, और ये जो रेड सर्कल है इस पार्ट तक आप एनिमल के हाइंड पॉ को डिप करते हैं। और जब आप एनिमल के हाइंड पॉ को डिप करते हैं तो चूंकि इन दोनों ट्यूब्स में आपको मैंने बताया था कि वाटर होगा जो कि आप वाटर रिजर्वायर में जब आप वाटर डालते हैं तो इस कनेक्टिंग ट्यूब के थ्रू इन दोनों ट्यूब्स में आपका वाटर आ जाता है। तो जब आप एनिमल के हाइंड पॉ को इस वाटर ट्यूब में आप इंसर्ट करेंगे इस रेड मार्क तक, तो एनिमल का हाइंड पॉ डालने की वजह से जो वाटर की जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट होगी वो आपकी होना शुरू होगी। और जब वाटर की डिस्प्लेसमेंट होगी तो ये जो दो ट्यूब्स हैं ये आपकी इंटरकनेक्टेड हैं, और ये जो आपका ब्लैक कलर का आपको दिख रहा है इस सेकंड ट्यूब में, ये ट्रांसड्यूसर है। तो जो हाइंड पॉ डालने के बाद जो वाटर की डिस्प्लेसमेंट है वो इस ट्रांसड्यूसर जो है वो इसको इसको सेंस करेगा, और ये ट्रांसड्यूसर जो है वो आपकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ब्लॉक से कनेक्टेड है और आपकी रीडिंग जो है आपको शो हो जाएगी। अगर इन्फ्लेमेशन ज़्यादा होगी इसका मतलब है स्वेलिंग भी ज़्यादा होगी, और जब स्वेलिंग ज़्यादा होगी तो वाटर की डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी ज़्यादा होगी और रीडिंग भी फिर आपकी ज़्यादा आएगी। अगर इन्फ्लेमेशन कम होगी तो इसका मतलब है स्वेलिंग भी कम होगी। स्वेलिंग जब कम होगी एनिमल के पॉ में तो वाटर की डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी उस लिहाज से कम होगी और रीडिंग भी फिर आपकी कम आएगी। तो swelling is a marker for the inflammation in this digital plethysmometer, and the more the inflammation, the more the swelling, and the more will be reading. So by this way, we are going to find out the inflammation in an animal. Now you know that whenever the inflammation happens in the body, we have some symptoms. Physically, these symptoms are be categorized into five cardinal signs, and these cardinal signs are being redness, hotness, swelling, pain, and loss of function. So these are the symptoms which are experienced by the person in the area where the inflammation is happening. As you can see in this ear, we can see the redness, we can also see some swelling, and the person can feel the pain in the ear. And if the inflammation is severe enough, then there will be a loss of function also. So we will try to understand some inflammation vascular events by this video, which will help uh, to determine the principle of this experiment.
Inflammation is a local immune response to tissue injury or infection, experienced as heat, redness, edema, pain, and loss of function. Immediately after injury, inflammation begins with brief vasoconstriction of the local blood vessels to reduce blood loss and formation of a clot to stop the bleeding. Then, stimulated by cell injury and death, local cells release vasoactive chemicals such as prostaglandins and histamine to dilate local blood vessels, leading to increased blood flow to the area. These chemicals also cause endothelial cells in small blood vessels to contract, opening spaces between them. This increased capillary permeability allows fluids and proteins to pass from the blood into the tissue. Next, during a multi-stage process called chemotaxis, circulating immune cells called neutrophils move out of the blood vessels to the site of injury and destroy pathogens and damaged cells. Chemotaxis begins when cells at the injury site release messenger molecules called chemoattractants, which cause local endothelial cells and circulating neutrophils to stick together. Next, in a process called diapedesis, neutrophils squeeze through the endothelial gaps. The neutrophils migrate to the injury site by following a chemotactic gradient. Upon arrival, the neutrophils encounter bacteria, engulf them, and digest them in a process called phagocytosis. After destruction of the bacteria and removal of cellular waste, tissue repair begins when locally produced growth factors cause local fibroblasts to begin dividing rapidly and secreting large quantities of collagen to reinforce the wound. Anti-inflammatory drugs inhibit inflammation by blocking production of inflammatory chemicals. The most common drugs for inflammation are nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, such as aspirin and ibuprofen. They contain an enzyme called cyclooxygenase, or COX, that inhibits the production of prostaglandins and several other inflammatory chemicals, thus reducing vasodilation, edema, and pain associated with inflammation.
Now we talk about the principle of the experiment. I have already shown you the vascular events which are involved in inflammation, and hopefully you will able to understand the vascular events of the inflammation. So the principle of this experiment is that the inflammation, is the protective response to an injury, and it involves three phases. We are not going into the detail of the inflammation. The first phase is being the edema and the swelling with some pain, and you know that these pains are being produced because of the dilation and increased permeability of the blood vessels. So because of the increased permeability of the blood vessels, the fluid will leak out into the tissues, and which result in the swelling and the edema. And second phase, the leukocytes from the bloodstream will migrate into the tissues, and they will start the operation. They will kill the bacteria if there is an infection. So then the second phase, the leukocytes from the bloodstream will come into the tissues to kill the bacteria or the viruses. And the second phase then is followed by the repair, and which is done by the fibroblast, and you know that the fibroblast will then repair the damaged tissue. And the ability of the compound to reduce the local edema induced in the rat paw by the various irritants is most widely used test to screen the new non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. And many compounds beside the carrageenan, the formalin, kaolin, yeast, and dextran can also be used to induce inflammation in animal. Or also add one thing more in this compounds which are used to induce inflammation: acetic acid. Acetic acid and carrageenan solution are the most widely used solutions to induce inflammation. So the procedure of the experiment, we will take 0.1 ml of 1% carrageenan solution, and we will inject that solution intradermally into the subplantar tissue of the left hind paw of the rat. And for example, if this is the foot and this is the area of the subplantar tissue. And then after the injection of the carrageenan, the paw volumes of the rat are measured using the digital plethysmometer at the interval of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. So after the carrageenan solution administration, we will take the reading at 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes by the digital plethysmometer. Then after 15 minutes, the anti-inflammatory agent is administered orally by using the feeding tube to the rat, and then wait for at least 15 minutes, and then again measure the paw volume of the rat at 30 minutes, 35, and 40 minutes. Right, so let's talk about the observation and the results. And in this we are only taking the one rat, but you can take more than one rat, but in this I have given you the example of only one. So the drug which we are using in this experiment for the inflammation, we are giving the carrageenan solution 1%, and for the anti-inflammatory we are giving the aspirin. The carrageenan solution is giving at a dose of 0.1 ml intradermally into the subplantar tissue of the hind paw of the rat, and the aspirin is giving orally at the dose of 300 milligram per kg. So what will happen after the carrageenan solution? Definitely there will be an inflammation, and after 5 minutes after the carrageenan solution administration, the inflammation which we measure by the digital plethysmometer the reading come is 0.7, and after 10 minutes the reading will be 0.7. But after 15 minutes after the administration of the carrageenan, the reading becomes 0.9, which increases because there will be the inflammation, and with the more inflammation there will be more swelling. So there will be the increased inflammation after 15 minutes which we will get. And then what we will do, we will then give the anti-inflammatory drug aspirin, and after the anti-inflammatory drug aspirin will give what will be the desirable result. Definitely the inflammation will be go down, and after aspirin administration we can see in the 30-minute column, we can see the inflammation goes down from 0.9 to 0.8, and after 35 minutes it again become 0.7. So after the anti-inflammatory drug administration, the inflammation goes down from 0.9 to 0.8 to 0.7 respectively. So this means that the pore volume before the administration of the drug is 0.9, and after the drug administration, after the inflammatory drug administration, the pore volume becomes 0.7. So our results are good. So this is how he is giving the carrageenan solution in subplantar tissue. You can see he is injecting intradermally the carrageenan solution into the subplantar tissue of the hind paw of the rat. He is giving a 0.1 ml. He is holding the rat, and in the other rat he is again giving the carrageenan solution. You can see intradermally he is injecting the carrageenan solution 0.1 ml. Right, one thing I want to tell you more, that the inflammation can also be measured by using the vernier caliper. But in this experiment we are not measuring the inflammation by the vernier caliper, but you can measure the inflammation by also the vernier caliper, and this is how you can measure it. You can simply bring the vernier caliper to the exposed tissue, and then you can take the reading from the vernier caliper. But I think in this experiment we are measuring the inflammation by the digital piezometer, which is more accurate than the vernier caliper. So the more the reading in the vernier caliper, the more the inflammation the animal has. Again you can see. You can also mark the animal tissue by the marker, and always measure that area. Do not measure different areas, because that will give you the wrong result. So mark the animal area and take the reading always from that area.